Okay, guys. So I know it's been a little bit of time since we've gotten to touch base with all sorts of webinar problems last week. So just to recap on what penny traffic is before we finish up that segment. So as far as penny traffic, it's the idea that you're going to be paying per impression, which we call CPM traffic, which you're usually paying pennies per impression. So on those kind of things, if you're running ad campaigns, you might pay, $1 per 1,000 impressions or something like that. So that way it's coming out really cheap. So that's one way to advertise. Then there's pay per click marketing, which is your ad is shown for free and you only get charged if someone clicks on it. So what penny traffic does is it's actually a combination of the two. So you're taking the pricing that goes along, so only pennies, to be shown an ad, and that's the charge that you actually get clicked if they view the ad or you see it on that regard. So it's kind of a combination. So you're gonna get charged pennies when your ad is, well, not exactly clicked on, but displayed, and I'll go into that in just a little bit, but just just kind of a recap. So it's the pricing of being charged per impression, but you only get charged if your ad is actually activated or shown to somebody. So you don't have to just pay. It's not a set cost. When we're talking about other forms of advertising, it might be a monthly cost, or there's a certain fee to run something, and then whatever you get out of it works. Well, in this case, you're only getting charged if your ad is actually effective. So pretty cool. Okay. Bird? No. Okay. Perfect. So just to recap, or just to show you guys, hold on. I might have to shush a bit. Hold on. Phoenix, knock it off.
Muted.
Stop. Okay, sorry about that. Wait, you changed.
Unmuted.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So this is a sample of what this penny traffic idea is.
We got.
Oh, hello? Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so kind of a sample of what we're talking about. Just a reminder for those of you who haven't caught the previous segments on penny traffic. So basically, it's if somebody's going to go ahead and do a search on a search engine, they've already opted into these things, and that's what I explained on previous sessions. But basically, if somebody's typing in a keyword or phrase that matches what you want on your key things, then your ad is going to be shown, and what's going to happen is it pops over traditionally over this. So let's say somebody's going to go and they're typing in Google and they're going to type in, I like to use the example bird clubs because it's just generic with my stuff. So pretty much they're going to type in birds or bird club. Then if they type that, what they're going to actually see if they go click on a result, instead of going to the web page that they think they're going to go to, your ad is going to pop on top of it. So it opens a new window and they're going to see your landing page, which we're going to get into. But basically your ad, your landing page, your information is what's shown right here above their screen. So that's where you get charged a couple pennies for that to pop up over. So that's where pricing is only a couple pennies, and you only get charged if somebody's searching on something that triggers your ad and makes that pop up display. So hopefully that kind of defines it for you guys better. Okay, so there's 4 different agencies that we use and recommend. Now, kind of when I talked initially, the con with this one is that there's initial investment. You can't try it out for a couple cents or something like that. So it depends on it as far as how much they start. But these are, so it's $100, $200, and $1,000 for some of the premium ones. The cool part about that is you're not actually, that's not the fee to get in. That's actually can be used as your initial budget. So yeah, it might cost $1,000, to join one of these networks. However, that's $1,000 that have for your marketing campaign, which is pretty cool. So it's not $1,000 and then you need to fund your campaigns. It's $1,000 to get started. Really? Okay. Their prices are also determined based on the network volume and the competition. So the larger networks, if they're having, say, a million users versus 500,000 users, they're going to charge more based on how many people are in that network. So the larger the network, the bigger the price is, and also the competition. You have to think the cheaper one is also going to have a lot more competition out there, because a lot more people are going to pay $100 to get started in this network than $1,000 to get done there. So if you want to go, definitely I'd say if you're trying the strategy, start with one of the cheaper ones. See if you like this strategy, if it works for you. And then if you're getting great results on it, then go and put your, spend the $1,000 to start working on some of the other more premium type networks. And that way, you've already worked out your kinks and you can go and hit it pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see. So there's basically 2 keys in order to be successful at this internet traffic strategy. The first thing is your landing page, which is your ad. Usually when we're talking about ads, okay, well, you have a landing page, but you need an initial ad to get them to the landing page. It could be, a text, an email, a video, all sorts of different things. Well, to get them interested to actually end up on your landing page. And this one, all you're going to see is the landing page. And then the second aspect is targeting. You have to know your keywords as well as your avatar to make sure that you're targeting correctly through this strategy. So with those 2 things, they'll either make your success or they'll completely break your success. Okay. So as far as talking about landing pages and tips, so not a huge difference between the landing pages that we've talked about previously, especially if you're already having people design landing pages or doing it yourself. There's not a huge amount to tweak. It's just some things to keep in mind when we're talking about specifically this, because you have to keep in mind it's not a landing page that somebody's directed to. This is the ad. So just a few modifications you have to make sure that your landing page is ad ready. So the biggest thing is you need to capture their attention in about 2 to 3 seconds. Remember, this is a pop-up. We initially, if we see pop-ups, I always try to X them out pretty quickly. And same thing with everybody else. So in this case, it's going to be a pop-up. Their initial thing is to click it out. So how do you make sure to capture their attention so that they continue to read this page that popped over? That's the key. So you need to make sure that you're capturing their attention super quickly. You want it to be very clean and not cluttered or busy. That's the biggest difference here between using this as an ad versus, when it's another landing page. A lot of landing page, they might get great results if it's, giving an instructional video on something and putting a lot of content and building rapport that way. Those can be, different types of landing page strategies that can get great results, but not in this case. In this case, you want it very clean and to the point, because remember, they have no clue what you are. You just are an ad that popped up on their browser. They don't like that. Someone's going to want to click out of it. So how do you make sure that you capture their attention? Well, this is where it's very clean. You want your headline to just capture attention. So it's pretty much just headline, call to action, and then, their opt-in box. And you need to make sure that the headline that you're going to do is a perfect match to your keyword. So if I'm saying bird club, then I want to make sure that my headline is, bird club superstar or something like that. But you want to make sure whatever your keywords are that you've gone ahead and optimized with this stuff, and that's what you're targeting in this campaign, you need to make sure, the better, if it's an exact match, even better. So you need to make sure that it's super close. Okay, yes. Okay. So some sample landing pages. Like I said, you've seen a lot of these before, so they're just tweaked somewhat slightly just to make sure, that they're pretty clean and to the point. Yes. Okay. So see this one. So so somebody in this case, they're probably doing, how to earn money, how to do this sort of stuff. So this is a landing page, very to the point. So it's an image that captures attention. And of course, in this one, if they're talking about this idea, you want to make sure if someone is, they don't know who this person is. So if they're saying they earn $2.8 million, that's skeptical. Well, at least here's a photo showing that. So that's where you want to make sure, in this case, your headline matches your keywords, and also with your image. If you're using an image, make sure it relates, and you're not talking, you can be a super fantastic whatever it is that you're selling, but somebody doesn't know that that's an ad. So you need to make sure you put in a little rapport in there and get it going. And thank you. Okay. Same thing with this. Super straight to the point. This is a pop-up ad that would show. So, and also in this case, if you notice, where the lady's looking, she's looking where we want you to look, which is in that part. So this kind of thing. So these are all different headlines that are targeted to the keywords that somebody has placed out. Okay. And then same thing this. So numbers do really well. So, just make sure that your numbers can be backed up. But this one, these are just different ideas. So this doesn't really have an image, but same thing. You want a headline that captures attention and puts you through it. So, yep, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. And here's another one. So same thing. So these are landing pages, super clean and simple. And then this is the kind of stuff that you want to use. Perfect. Okay, as far as targeting, let me just check time. Yeah, we're good. I have to take the kids off to first day of school stuff. Okay, okay, so the long but the most targeted way to be able to do this. So remember, there's two keys. You need your landing page, but you also need targeted keywords. So in this case, you're manually going to list all the URLs that you want to target. So these are websites that are on page 1 of the search engines. And you can also use related searches in Google Keyword Planner in order to find more different searches that you want to do. So this way is definitely time consuming, but you're going to get great results if you do it right. Okay, so what to do? You want to compile a list of about 500 different websites. I know that sounds huge, but it's actually pretty quick to do it. So it should take you, if you just do, 20-minute blocks, it should only take you a few days to get this done. And you're going to go and you're going to copy everything after the www. So if it's, if you're targeting like a sub page or something like that, you're going to make sure, if, for example, if I'm targeting, birdclub.com or something, it might be birdclub.com/parrots or something. So whatever the slash is, you want to include everything after that. And then you're going to be compiling these in a separate document, like a notepad, Word document, something like that is going to be your list of websites. Okay, so just like that. So it's going to be going ahead, and so it's whatever it is, make sure you don't copy that www part, but it's going to be the website.com/whatever it might be, or it might just be without slash, whatever it is. But this is what you're going to do. So it's the top key, well, we'll go through it, but it's the top URLs that come up when you're going to search for your keywords. Perfect. So example, awesome, birds. Okay, so Wikipedia, you can even target this one, but any of these ones, this is what you're going to go copy. So for this one, I clicked on it, and it's going to take you. So this is everything that you're going to do. So even though this is probably their homepage, I'm not going to copy just allaboutbirds.org. It's going to be / all of this stuff. So you're going to copy everything off of that, and then that's going to go into the document that you're creating. Same thing here. So scroll down. Not only can you take all of these web addresses, so basically remember, so this is how the strategy works. So somebody's going to type in whatever your keyword might be. If you're selling, if you're selling shoes, you're going to type in a list of shoes. So every single website that pops up when you're talking about shoes, everything on the front page, when you type in shoes, you're going to go and click on that, the actual link that comes up, and then copy paste it. So every single thing on this list. And the cool thing too is you can even do it off of videos and other sorts of media. You could do it off of images, but videos and websites are usually the two that you want to do the most of. But any videos that come up on the front pages of Google's, you can do the same thing. So if you go click on the bird video, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to copy that entire YouTube link as well, because this is ranking. So here's the idea. So 79,000 people have seen this video. So that's a lot of traffic. How many of them come, from searching on Google for these keywords? That's a different story. But basically, this is ranking really well. And look, so about 6 people view this every hour. So what if some of those 6 people are typing in a Google search and finding the video that way. Well, that's the type of people that can, when they go to click on your video, if they're on these networks, they can actually see your ad pop up first. So obviously birds aren't a huge trending one, but if you have a very super popular keyword, you might be, 1,000 views per hour or something like that. So chances are some of those are finding these videos through the search engines, and they're going to see your ad if they click on it. So pretty cool. Okay, the shortcut too, so that's the long way. So literally going through and going on Google, Bing, Yahoo, MSN, whatever you can do. So front pages of all those ones to get 500 of them. So all sorts of mix and match your keywords, mix and match, do your, all sorts of different things. If you want to do it, the easy way, but it's a shortcut, but it's not going to be the most effective shortcut. You can actually use a URL scraper. But the thing is that they're not going to be as highly targeted. This is definitely something where you want to put in the time, but if you do the time, you can get excellent results. So do it. If you put in the time, you get 500 things, you run your campaigns, you get good results. Chances are you're really not going to have to do those 500 things again and again and again. You might tweak them every now and then and update and see what's getting good, better results. But at the same time, you're not going to have to do all of this manual research, say, every month or something like that. But if you're using these scrapers, they'll do it for you. However, they're not going to be as targeted, and up to about 70% of them can be a complete waste of not only the time that, they're putting in, but it can be a big waste of money, because if you're targeting words that are not applicable, and, if I'm doing birds, but let's say it's angry birds, well, that does absolutely no good for my bird club, but a URL scraper might go ahead and take angry birds as a fitting keyword if I'm trying to target birds. Hopefully that makes sense. If you want a URL scraper, there's not really anything that we use or recommend. You can just do a Google search, and there's all sorts of ones. There's free and paid. Obviously, your paid ones are going to get better results, but at the same time, like I said, just be aware when you're thinking about scrapers. They should be able to. Yeah, I can fit that in really quickly. Okay, so a walkthrough. So how do you actually launch one of these CPV campaigns? Well, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so this is one through the lead impact site. So what you want to do, you can name your campaign, and then you're going to want to go ahead and do these ideas. So it's a current maximum budget amount. So this is pretty cool. So you control it. So if you want to do, $5 a day is a good one to just get started. It depends if there's any minimums for these, but generally 5 is acceptable. So you can do any amount. We usually recommend for testing things not to do more than like $50 to $100 to test, especially if they're brand new landing pages. Go ahead, run them for a couple days, monitor them, see if you're getting good results, and then start tweaking landing pages, stuff like that. If you're getting great results, then scale it. So take it from $5 a day to $10 a day. You never want to just go ahead and jump from, say, $5 to $100 just like that. So, do it incrementally and keep building and building. If you're doing well at the $10 a day, then, okay, maybe jump from 10 to 20, scale it that way. Okay. From here, naming your landing page, not hard. And then the landing page URL, that's going to be your rotator link. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, stop. Do not do this until you make sure that you have all of your capture stuff set up and that you're using a rotator link before you're driving traffic. So, like I said, if you don't know what that is, you need to go back and watch some previous videos and get started in the Internet Marketing 101. Make sure you have your capture mechanism set up before you drive traffic. So in there, so name it, use your rotator link, and then you're going to choose the categories, and you can do subcategories. So pretty, if mine might be pets if I'm doing that. If I'm doing something different, it might be entertainment. Just depends. So try to just choose a category that's closest to you. And then this is where, and then you can go ahead and do your countries. Generally, if it's an English-speaking thing, you can choose just to do the United States, or you can do the top 5, which is United States, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. So just throwing it out there. But you only, you can definitely just choose the United States if you want.
Lauren, I'm going to jump in real quick. I know you guys are working on a time crunch. It's 12:26, so if you wanted to start to transition out with your closing remarks,
Okay. I
we
think I
we
only
get.
have a couple more slides with the walkthrough, and then I'll just stop there.
Okay, whenever you're
Cool.
ready, go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. Okay. And then this is where you go ahead and add your keywords. So the document that you've been compiling of your 500 kind of URLs, then that's where that's going to plug in. And there you go. So go ahead and add it. And then this is where you're going to go ahead and put it in, just like that. So that's your list. Okay. And then here's the cool part. So once you put these in, so of these different websites, this is where you can adjust the bids. So this is where, in this case, this is, a penny and a half per click. Pretty awesome. So this is why it's again called penny traffic. So you can see, and then for these ones, okay, number one rank right here. You have no competition. Obviously, on the more the cheaper type of networks, you're going to have more competition because it's easier to get started. This lead impact one is one of the more expensive ones, so less competition there for those words. But yep, so you can go ahead, you can change your bids, all of that kind of aspect, but super, super cheap for impressions. Okay, and then finally, when it's all done, go ahead and fund your account, add some money, and go from there. Cool. And then pretty much with this traffic strategy, awesome. It's all about keywords, trafficking, stuff like that. It's just like turning on a faucet. So once you do it, your traffic will just continually run and run and run, and then you just tweak it to get better results. So awesome. Okay, I got to go take kids to the first day of school stuff, so I'm going to jump off, and I will see you guys tomorrow.